Hello, this is our first Nostalgic Podblast live video. Trying to kick around and get up to speed on some things. We have an announcement to make. We started this show, Al Hardy and I, back in June of 2019. It's a nostalgia show, and it's been growing thanks to viewers like you. We're very grateful. And we have Tom Williams also as a co-host who's added some great video elements to our program that we do live every Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific, almost every Sunday. But I want to announce that our friends at Wizard World are doing something really cool Wednesday night. That's tomorrow night, November 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. They're going to have a cast reunion of the Sid and Marty Krofft Land of the Lost show about the prehistoric dinosaurs that we grew up with in Saturday morning TV. 3 seasons long. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a watch party that Wizard's doing. So be sure to go to the Wizard World YouTube channel and their other social media platforms like Facebook. It'll be streaming live with the cast. It's a watch party, and they're going to play clips from the classic show. And I'm happy to be a part of it. I won't be talking much at all. I'm just going to be geeking out like everybody else. And I'm not affiliated with Wizard World Conventions, but man, I'm a fan of their operations. They do everything top notch. So I have a few Sid and Marty Krofft items to show you now. Here is the official soundtrack CD from the year 2000. Any Team Coco people remember that? Anyway, it's got all the theme songs. I just love this. Starting with, of course, the great H.R. Puffin stuff. See, there's Witchy Poo. A little bit of glare there. It's pretty cool. And then Columbia House released on VHS. Any of you kids out there know what VHS is? It stands for it's a video cassette, right? And they released volumes of Sid and Marty Krofft. Here's what a videotape looks like, kids. I know there's a lot of people that collect them. There's actually hipsters collect video, and I sure have a lot of video. And here was a cool little limited edition set that Sid and Marty Krofft put out. I kind of like the art on the old VHS cases. And some of the Blu-ray sets are nice, you know, but let's see if we can get a nice tight shot of that. I'm just using this one camera on my laptop. Had Dr. Shrinker, Electro Woman and Dyna Girl, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, and of course our beloved Land of Lost, which must be the very best in terms of most remembered Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning kids show. And here in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1976, Sid and Marty Krofft actually opened an indoor amusement park, the World of Sid and Marty Krofft, which is now at the CNN Center. Pretty cool. And it had a giant pinball machine, like you're a pinball inside a pinball machine. It's kind of like Land of the Lost with the dinosaurs or Land of the Giants, the Irwin Allen show. Now, I'm not going to be long-winded here. I'm just one of the hosts and the co-creator of Nostalgic Podblast. My name's Chance, but I'm a big Marvel comic book collector. And one of my favorite characters is the Silver Surfer. And he was the original herald of a character named Galactus, a giant space entity that would devour planets for energy. And so Silver Surfer was originally a humanoid named Norman Rad, and he was transformed. Here's his first appearance in Fantastic Four issue 48. It was released on the street December 1965. I'll open it up. Has a March cover date. The thing about comic books is they were always 3 months ahead. They were 3 months ahead on the cover date of the actual street date. So, yep, this was March 66 on the cover, but it actually was released in December 65. That's all for circulation reasons that they would do that. So that's the first appearance. Stan Lee, Stan the Manly. Here, I'm going to digress about Stan Lee. My co-host and dear friend Al Hardy brought to my attention that in a magazine that he gets in the mail, he subscribes to AARP, they did an article, it's very sad, about Stan Lee, about his sad final days and how he was basically robbed and mistreated. It was elder abuse. Here, I'll cover up Al's address, but Bruce Springsteen is on the cover. So look for that issue. It's on eBay right now, and it's starting to fetch a good bit of money. I mean, not really, but it's more than the cover price. But there's a really nice, sad article about how there were some people in his inner circle that were taking advantage of him. They look like gangsters. Here's a picture of some of them. And this is a 6-part article. It's worth a read. So check that out. Getting back to Silver Surfer, here's some other covers. I mean, I just love that art. He's literally on a cosmic surfboard. And he's a kind of a tragic character, you know. He's in love, and then with a woman that, of course, it's like Superman. He can't be with Lois Lane unless he gives up his powers. It's kind of similar with the Silver Surfer. Now, in 1968, the Silver Surfer got his own comic book. At last, it was a giant comic, double size, 25-cent cover price. John Buscema did the art. And let's see. August 1968 was the cover date. I keep them, of course, in plastic covers and cardboard. Look at that beautiful cover. It's just a classic. So it's been released in May of 1968, since they're 3 months ahead. Here's issue 2. There's only 18 issues of the Silver Age Silver Surfer comic book. It's a beautiful copy right there. Now, in issue 3, you had a demonic villain for the Silver Surfer, Mephisto, who was introduced. And he's going to be in an upcoming Marvel movie. And he's just a really cool character, really wicked looking. But issue 4 had the most iconic, besides the first issue of Silver Surfer, the most iconic cover of all time, with Thor, the god of thunder, taking on the Silver Surfer. And I just love this. There's been posters made of it. It's a fantastic piece of art by John Buscema. So that's issue 4 of 18. Issue 5, kind of a meh issue. Getting a little bit of glare there. Issue 6. Issue 7 was the last double size edition, 25 cents. It's only a quarter. But at that time, the comics were 15 cents for a single size issue. And that's the last one. Then they cut back to a normal size comic, about 21 panels per story. And there's the first normal size 15-cent edition with the Ghost as the villain. Issue 9. Issue 10. Now here's the love of his life I referenced a while ago. But she's humanoid. So it's like Paradise Lost. And now there's the Abomination, who is a villain of the Incredible Hulk. He's a dude, a rogue military man that took an overdose of gamma radiation intentionally, and it turned him into a monster. And Nick Nolte played him in the 2003 Ang Lee movie, The Incredible Hulk. 13. And then issue 14. The Amazing Spider-Man took on the Silver Surfer. Not exactly a fair fight, since the Silver Surfer has the power cosmic, and Spider-Man just has his webbing and whatnot, and a spidey sense that tingles. Human Torch of the Fantastic Four. By the way, 20th Century Fox owned the Fantastic Four rights for movies, just like they owned X-Men. But now Disney has bought the entire film and TV library of 20th Century Fox. So you're going to see in the very near future Fantastic Four movies. And the Silver Surfer, of course, is a Fantastic Four character. So I'm really stoked to see him brought to life on the big screen properly this time. Issue 16. And let's hope that cinemas get back on their feet. You know, there's talk, there's a cure for coronavirus, COVID-19. I hope that's the case. There's a vaccine that's 90% effective, reportedly. I sure hope we can get back to the cinemas. I love watching the Marvel movies with a big audience that's into it, that's cheering, like Avengers Endgame, you know, when the heroes resurface, spoiler alert, from the snap of Thanos. I just loved it when the first one you saw was the Black Panther, and the crowd just went absolutely ape poop. They just loved it. It was just a fantastic moment when all the heroes appeared one by one. They went absolutely bananas. There's 17. And here's the final issue of the classic Silver Age Silver Surfer comic book, number 18, with the Inhumans, who also will be in an upcoming Marvel movie. Now, in 1982, one of my favorite Marvel comic artist, John Byrne, did a one-shot Silver Surfer. One-shot meaning just one book, a standalone comic. And I just love this art. Isn't that cool looking? I mean, it's busy in a great way, you know, with all the cosmos in the background. I think that's really cool. So to wrap up, again, the best conventions in the whole world are always thrown by Wizard World conventions. They're the ones that put on the big parties. They get the big celebrities that you know and love, the big autograph sessions, and the cast reunions. They had one for Fall Guy that I really liked a lot with Lee Majors and Heather Thomas, who was like an 80s sex pot actor up there with Heather Locklear, and Doug Barr, who has not been in the public eye for quite some time. He's been behind the camera directing. They did a fantastic job with that. And I have actually every episode of The Fall Guy on 16 millimeter film, reel to reel, for my movie projectors, including a rare version of the pilot that had Janet Leigh, the actor who was stabbed in the shower in Psycho, 1960, among other things, like Holiday Affair, a movie she did with Robert Mitchum, which is a great Christmas classic movie that I like. But, you know, I think Wizard World is the best, and I can't wait to see what they have in store tomorrow night for their watch party with the cast of Land of the Lost, showing clips from classic Land of the Lost, the most beloved of all the Sid and Marty Krofft shows, and the one that has the most longevity too, because they had the movie with Will Ferrell, the tongue-in-cheek tribute to Land of the Lost. So I'm going to say goodbye, and remember, Nostalgic Podblast is on most Sundays, 3:30 p.m. live in our Facebook group, and we're on YouTube, and we got some big shows coming up. Thanks a lot, and go to Wizard World, subscribe to their channel. They're the best. Thanks.